Okay, we welcome everyone back to another 5 minutes of Bitachon, and I apologize we forgot to post a reminder. But either way, we're concluding the 24th chapter of this incredible essay by the Bais Halevi, which will leave us the final part, which is the 25th chapter, Baruch Hashem. So over here, we're in the middle of discussing auxiliary sidebar benefits that are gained by working on our Bitachon. And the last of these gains we've already spoken about, that one is saved from Gezel and Ainah and Ribis. Because if we realize where the money's coming from, why am I charging Ribis? That's counter where my money comes from. And he continues over here, Gamar Chikai. Also having Bitachon distances one, min midas hakilos hameguna, from the terrible midah of kilos, of stinginess. Umevioi lidei nidivos, and it brings one to generosity. Avas Hashem udvekes broi, and brings one to love Hashem and to cleave to Him. So, in a very simple way, when I understand that everything comes from Hashem, I'm willing to be more generous. But over here, Rav David Sutton in the footnote, numbers 129, quotes the Chayvus Alvavais in Shar Bitachon, which he explains what exactly is going on over here. And over there, the Chavez Havavis explains that there are 7 differences between one who trusts and has bitachon and one who does not. And the 4th of these differences is that if you have bitachon, you're going to utilize your money for tzedakah. You're going to go and give to the places you're going to need. And he continues over here quoting upon him Yafais, which gives such a simple mashal into the world of tzedakah, but of course, tzedakah is always difficult. So let's take a moment, because we're learning now, if you have bitachon, you'll be willing to part with your money. If you have bitachon, if you understand where everything comes from, you'll be willing to give tzedakah. So the Panim Yafai says, I'll tell you a mashal. Let's say you go over to a friend of yours, and you say, can you do me a favor? I owe Ruvain $10. Can you give him $10? Guy says, sure. You give him $10. He goes to the friend. He gives him $10. He comes back and he says, oh, I gave Ruvain $10. You say, thank you so much. Here is your payment. And you give him $90. Says the Panim Yafais. When we give charity, when we give tzedakah, when we fulfill our obligation of meiser, of giving 1/10 of our earnings away, you know what we're really doing? We're allowing He who sent us, Hashem, to give us the other 90%. Because that's the partnership. It's me and God. I give away 10%, then Hashem gives me back 90%. If we think of it that way, it's a little bit easier to stomach. Sometimes we feel I'm giving away so much money. But the more we work on our bitachon, the more that we realize, 1 minute, I'm not giving away. Hashem gave me 100%, so I could be His shliach, His messenger, and give away 10%. And then Hashem gives me the other 90%. Of course, there are various details, halachas, when to give, how to give, etc. But just so important to realize that the more we have bitachon, the more we'll be able to do what we need to do. We'll be more generous. We'll be able to love Hashem. We'll be able to be davuk boy, be able to cling to Him. Over here he goes that the Rameir Simcha of Devinsk actually learns that when the pasuk says uboy sidbak, that means to have bitachon. Because what are we doing when we have bitachon? Ki aboiteach lo yaser machshavtei mimi shebaiteach alav. If you trust in someone, if someone has a good relationship, close friends, certainly parents and children and spouses, what does it mean you trust on someone? It means they're your focus. You're always thinking about them. So now I have a commandment, ubay sidbak. I have a commandment to cleave to Hashem. So the more that I have bitachon, the more that I realize Hashem is in control, Hashem runs everything, we are just trying to do our part, is the more I'll be able to be connected to Hashem, because I'll be thinking about Him, and of course, in the reciprocal fashion, He will be thinking about us. So as we conclude this chapter, and we're going to go from here into the final chapter, we realize that bitachon, yes, makes us more tranquil and calm. But we've learned so many other areas. Most notably, we conclude this chapter today by learning tzedakah, ma'aser as well. Loving Hashem, clinging Hashem will all be aided the more we work on bitachon. B'siyata dishmaya.